All right, how's it going, everybody? We are live. It's Ecom Tom back here. Another live for you guys. We brought on a guest today, Jake Penny, who's one of the students that we have inside of the Facebook Marketplace Mastery Training. He's been absolutely killing it on Facebook Marketplace with dropshipping over the past 3 months, and I wanted to bring on a student. I'm going to try to bring on multiple students that have been absolutely killing with it, just to show proof that it's not just me that's seeing the results, or that your coach doing everything well. There's also students that are absolutely killing it as well. So be sure to smash that like button. Let's get this video out to as many people as possible. And before we have Jake introduce himself, we do have a $250 off coupon for the training. If you do plan to get in on it, this coupon's only going to last for, I think, about a week. So I'll have it in there for that long. And then after that, it will disappear, or that coupon code will not work anymore because I can turn it off. So without further ado, let's have Jake here introduce himself, how long he's been doing dropshipping or Facebook dropshipping, and pretty much, yeah, that's it. Also say who you are in the chat down below, and we will we'll get into it. So, all right.
Well, thanks for having me on. My name is Jake Penny. My background is real estate. I have a little bit of e-commerce experience with eBay and stuff like that, but not much. I got started about 3 months ago, actually a little less. It'll be 3 months on the 18th that I started dropshipping on Facebook Marketplace that I learned from Tom and Eric. And it has been nothing but extraordinary. By far the best e-commerce course I have ever taken. And I'm not just saying that because I've wasted money on e-commerce courses over the years trying to learn something to make an extra income, a side hustle, and this was by far the most informative. They did not leave anything out of the course, which other people do, and it was golden nugget after golden nugget. And in the past almost 3 months, I've made $42,000 in profits.
So it hasn't even been a full 3 months yet, has it? So
correct.
It's been.
Yeah. So we have 7 more days until it's been the end of a total of 3 months.
All right. I mean, that's amazing results. So pretty much, I know a lot of people are going to have a lot of questions. Ask your questions as we go through this. You said your background was in real estate. So, I mean, you have a background in business. Obviously, not everybody's going to expect, the same results right off the bat. But we have seen time and time again. I mean, you've been in the group since the beginning. We've seen time and time again students, $100 profit their first day, $200 profit. I mean, what you've done is amazing, and not everybody does it. But even, I mean, you don't have to. $42,000 in 3 months isn't gonna. Even if you don't make that number, it's still, you can still hit some pretty amazing numbers. So
absolutely.
Yeah, what were you gonna say?
I mean, when it all started coming in, I was like, oh my God, this is crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine a lot of people think that. When it first started, it still is. It's mind blowing. So. Did you drop ship on anything else beforehand, eBay or anything like that?
Just eBay, but nowhere on this scale.
Yeah. And then I guess one question before everybody else's questions come flooding in is going to be, you don't have to give an exact number, but approximately how many items would you say that you had or have on average? Because I know it goes up and down and everything like that.
So the amount of items in my store, I'd probably say I'd have between 300 and 400 items. But here's the thing. I'd say 30 of those sell consistently on a day-to-day basis, multiple of them. And and then once I found that winning product category, that's when I just started to upload more of those. But I haven't uploaded any new listings probably in a month. So
okay, so they're selling well without uploading as much. So it's basically one category that because I found the same thing myself, that you list things that you think are going to be selling well, and then you're like, or maybe it sold well on eBay, at least for me, and then it was one category, and it still is one category that really took off for me specifically. So that's what happened with you as well, and I've seen that happen with a lot of other people too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it makes sense. And specifically with Facebook, I just don't understand. I mean, Facebook is weird and just what takes off and what doesn't. And it's just very interesting in general. So after that, pretty much, I got 2 more questions to lay out, and then we'll go through everybody else's questions. So are you using any out of the ordinary suppliers or just the main suppliers that I've talked about on YouTube for free, or let's just break that down a bit.
So my main supplier is pretty much Amazon. I'm using Prime, and Walmart, and I just started using Walmart Plus in December to get the free shipping. So I'm like not really using Home Depot, but the majority of the products that I do have on Facebook Marketplace, they're on all three. So if one goes out of stock on the other, it may be on the other site, may be a little bit more higher, yeah, but I have enough buffer in there, so I'm still making money at the end of the day.
Yeah, that makes sense. So have you found that helpful to you, where pretty much they're on all three sites? So if one goes out, like, is that something that frequently happens or has happened more than you would expect it to and helped you?
Absolutely. For me, because I'm kind of like the wild, wild west. I don't use SKU Grid for any of my items on my store. So
you don't use SKU Grid at all?
No.
That's interesting.
And we've done well over 4,000 orders. So I'm pretty fortunate to not have problems with that, at least.
That's awesome. I mean, at least you can get away with not having to do it. So I mean, more the power to you, honestly. I mean, I guess anybody that has any excuses now has zero excuses, because there's zero software cost at that point, maybe a little bit, but that's about it. And also, I guess the last question here before we get into everybody else is do you use any virtual assistants currently, or have you in the past, or how is that?
No, I do not use any virtual assistants. It's just me, and my lady helps out with everything as well.
There you go. I mean, personally, I always say virtual assistants and everything else, but whatever works for you works, or works for anybody it works. Like some people don't want to do it all themselves and hire or outsource right away. Some people, you don't have to do anything as long as it is working, and it seems to be for you.
Yeah, it doesn't take much time once you get down like the systems, right? You know what you're doing. You're processing ordering. It's copy and paste, man. There's nothing special about it. And once you like have a set of products that sell all the time, it's just like boom, 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 and you get into this rhythm. And it's also the euphoria behind it too. It's like, I'm killing it.
I'm printing money on the internet right now. So I mean, yeah, that's the way to look at it. Some people think that or act like it's all work. And there is some work to it. And me personally, I don't like the copying and pasting of the addresses, even if I was to. But it works for you guys, and that's all that really matters. So let's just get in. We've been talking now for about 10 minutes. Let's get into some of the questions here. We got Jonathan says he can't wait. Highland Sartor says, let's get it. Darius says, dude, what are you selling? I had somebody leave a comment on one of my eBay videos today. Like, can you please send a link to your eBay store so I can see what you're selling? I was like, what? Who asked that? That doesn't even make sense.
So I actually just recently took down all my listings on eBay because I'm in the wholesale dropshipping course as well.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, there's some powerful software out there. I've been trying to redo one of my stores on eBay to do the wholesale with a new software, and it's taken forever to get set up, and I'm like kind of upset about it. But once it does get fully set up, like it's going to take off. I can already tell, because I already kind of set it up and then I have to take it back down again, but it's going to go back up. Oh yeah. One question I asked, what's the average, I forgot to ask, what's the average profit margin you would say you're acquiring on Facebook right now?
So based off of all 3 months, a little over a 38% margin, because in month 1, I was selling higher ticket items, which I couldn't justify like selling them for like, 50% margin, because they would be like $600 or whatever.
Yeah.
So my second month around, I started selling lower ticket items between $20 and like $50, as well as the previous high ticket items from the previous month. But on the lower ticket items, I'm about like 40 to 48%, but it all averaged out to 38.
I mean, it's a great number either way. It's higher than any other marketplace you would find out there.
And I will say too, guys, I'm not tax exempt. I shoot myself in the foot every day for not doing it yet, because I calculated all my taxes, and it was close to $8,000 I'm missing out on.
I forgot to mention that, or I forgot that you told me about that.
So my margins, I mean, it would be like $50,000 that I, made and probably 45 or 50% margins or more if I was tax exempt.
You're just too busy processing orders.
Yeah.
The tax exemption part just hasn't gotten, you haven't gotten to it yet. It's, hey, if it works, it works. Eventually you might want to, but it's when you start adding it up. I've been there too, or at least when I first got started, you're like, oh, it's only a little bit. It's only a little bit.
I
like,
say that every time. I'm like,
it's just a little bit. And then you go back and look, like, oh, well, that was thousands of dollars. That happened like the first year I was doing it too, or the first like 6 months, I would say, back in like 2017 and 2018. I was that way too. So where are we? So yeah, profit on Facebook is good. Yes, it is, Vic. Gibbs says Facebook Marketplace has been so good. I've had to stop. I ran out of credit with shipping. Yeah. So that does raise another question. Credit wise, how are you paying for it?
So I have a lot of business lines of credit. So credit has never been a problem for me. I wish I could have more orders so I could utilize more credit, honestly. But that's where it comes from, being in real estate. I have big credit lines. So that was able to help me, get to where I am right now.
You're one of the lucky out there that has too much credit or wishes that they had more credit to utilize the credit.
Put it to work.
So anybody out there that has low credit or just a small amount in general, like I didn't get my first credit card till I was like 22, almost 23. And like, I didn't start off with anything too amazing, but when you're persistent with and consistent with asking and getting it raised and trying to get your new credit cards or get them raised every month or so, I did that for like a year when I first started drop shipping, and I haven't asked for a credit limit raise in like probably 2 years now, just because it's like, eventually you get to a point when you're like, this is just, I don't need anymore. But I mean, I don't know if you ever got to that point, but that's how I feel.
I love credit. It's like a game, man. I've read probably like 30 books on business credit and done courses and everything, because it's like, making money when you get credit. It's like a game, can I get more?
It's true. I used to churn cards too, or like semi-churn them, where you just use them for their bonuses and then you kind of really don't use them after that. I got too many credit cards and I kind of just got overwhelmed with it. And
it's a really big stack, man. It's kind of overwhelming.
I could see that. So where are we? Audience interaction. What do y'all think? 42,000 over 3 months, 2 months, or 1 month? My money's on 2 months. I don't even know what this question's about. It says 3 months. I'm not sure. So it says, yes, that's reasonable. Okay, right here. Highland says, I did about 10K in 40 days. I want to see some new strategies for increasing profits. I mean, one thing you can do is, let's be honest here. You could do multi-packs. You could do bundles. I'm not sure, Highland, if you're inside of the training. I didn't talk about that in the training. The training, I kept very basic on listing, specific items, or just like finding what you want to list and listing it. But I never really went into, and that'll probably be in the first update, is like how to increase your profits. You can definitely do multi-packs and bundles and things like that. More obscure suppliers. I'm not sure if you have any other tricks out there.
So, I mean, to increase profits on every single sale, I mean, as I scaled, it kind of got a little harder. But what I would do is I would always follow up with, thank you for your purchase. If you would like to buy something else from my store, here's a 10% discount. Now, mind you, I don't do that now because Facebook takes a fee, but you can be like, hey, if you pay through Venmo or something like that, Cash App.
Yeah, that definitely, I mean, anything like that, especially with Facebook, with the way that the communication is just so easy, where like on Amazon, you'd have all you could do to even legitimately even get somebody to message you back. But on Facebook, I'd say it's the second highest thing right under a text message. Like if you have a text message, a little red 1 on your iPhone or whatever you have, you're going to look at it. You're going to have to look at it because you don't want that little red 1 to be there. But it's pretty much the same thing where if you have a Facebook Messenger app, you're going to open it. And like I've noticed that it's like 90-something% of people will answer you or say, oh, thank you, when you send them, oh, your item shipped or anything like that. And it's easier when there's issues because there's just a streamlined form of communication. So, okay, here's a good question. Is it possible to get started with $1,000 startup capital? What do you think here?
I absolutely agree that you could. I mean, right there alone with $1,000, depending on if that's credit or actually cash in the bank, you could probably make $400 to $500 off that in a week if you wanted to, if you could flip it and you find a good product. And then just start building that capital reserve, looking out for applying for more credit that fits you, and build from there.
Yeah, I feel the same way, especially if you don't have that much money and you can still make the same profit on like you're saying, higher, even you can get higher profits on lower priced items because it just doesn't seem out of reach,
Right.
You could definitely flip that with smaller items very easily. It will be a little bit of a waiting game in the beginning because, your money takes a decent amount of time to get back in your account and everything like that, and just to be able to restart the process. But say if you started now, then 3-4 months down the road, then you're going to have much more money and you'll be able to multiply that even quicker and quicker than you once were when you first got started. I think that's what holds a lot of people back, is that I don't know if I have enough money yet, but $1,000 is definitely enough to get started when you're going for it. So I think that you could easily do it, and I think there's been people that have started and been successful with less, honestly. So here's one. How many items are you guys listing daily? That kind of goes with how many items there were in general, but do you want to just answer that real quick?
Yeah. So with the amount of volume that we've been doing, we haven't listed items in the last month to month and a half. Today's actually the first day where we're actually able to list new items. So, but previously we were listing probably, I'd say 10 to 15 a day, but we wouldn't go over that, even though it all depends if you want to and push the limits.
Yeah, I think we saw that somebody posted in one of our groups or in the group like 150 or something.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know if I chance it.
I mean, good luck doing that by hand as well. Like, it's definitely fun, I'll tell you that. So we're going through some comments, people just talking to each other. So here's one that I want to just touch upon. Is there a way or any way to automate Facebook Marketplace? So one thing that I want to say about that is right now, currently Facebook is pretty not automated. Again, I don't know what level of automation you're looking for, like repricing or in and out of stock. I think that will be a much bigger coming into like later on down 2021. I do see that there's some ways to automate things that are coming up in the future, and I've even touched base upon it myself through like a Facebook shop onto Facebook Marketplace, which I did get to work recently, but it's really nothing that it's not as good as I thought it would be yet. But currently it's pretty not that automated. But I mean, one thing to say about it, if you're fetching high profit margins and the item say goes up at your supplier a couple dollars or whatever, you're not going to end up losing money from that sale. The only issue would be in and out of stocks. And at that point, you just need to stay on top of it. And you said you're not even using the way that we teach SKU grid inside of the training. So it's just, I mean, what would you say that the percentage of items being out of stock is, or is it very consistent with you?
It's very little that actually go out of stock. But you just wait for it to come back in stock and then you ship it to them, or you just ask them to cancel it, one or the other.
Yeah, or you just got to work with them in some way, shape. There's always a way.
I mean, the items that we're using, when they do go out of stock, if they do, they come back in stock within a few days. So it really doesn't. We've been fortunate with that.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like you found the unicorn niche. But there's definitely a lot out there, and there's things that I never thought would sell very well on Facebook Marketplace that for me have been the best sellers possible. And it doesn't make much sense to me, but even when I'm working on like my mom's account or somebody else's account, my mom in particular, she's like, I can't believe people are buying this. I'm like, why do you stop questioning it? You don't question. You don't question, you just give them what they want. And it's hard for some people to wrap their head around. So we got Sukari here says, what's the best way to close sales of the shipping option? I mean, do you have anything to touch upon here, or do you want me to just go over it?
I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You just have to get the product in person and, hope that they will meet you outside wherever after you purchase it, and just hope they come to buy it from you.
Yeah. Or you could try to facilitate the sale just by them paying you and then you shipping it to them. That is one thing that the people that don't have the shipping option, like other countries that we know have been doing it. again, it's really all about kind of just building trust, or just that, level of trust with them, and just making it easy for them to pay, because if you make it hard for them, or, hey, you send me the money or whatever, but if you just sent them like a link, pay me here on this, like on Venmo or whatever, or to your PayPal, make it very easy for them. I mean, at that point, it makes it much easier, but it is going to be harder no matter what if you don't have the shipping option. There's no way around it.
Yeah, I mean, it is a little harder. I've had people that are local want to buy stuff, and I would just buy it, and then they would come and get it. It's just.
I've never even done that yet. Although I know that people do it. It's just, I don't know. Especially where I am in Boston, I don't trust it, honestly. Somebody got stabbed in the stomach outside right near my apartment the other day. I was like, okay. So Jameson Griffith is here. Shows up to literally every single live. This man's consistency is through the roof. He says, smash the like button. Let's get 100 likes on this video. I bet you we can before we get off. We got like 85 last time. I got more people on this time. Smash that like button. Let's get out to as many people as possible. Let's make this the most popular live I've ever had. I think we're probably already close to it, or we're about to get there. We got Eric in the house. I've only made it through like the first 3 minutes of being live's questions so far. Got a US account, but still waiting for the shipping option. So one thing I've noticed about the shipping option, if you've had an account, is that you might not have been using the Facebook account that much, or you might not have used Facebook Marketplace in the past. Did you have any issues with the shipping option, or you have it right off the bat?
So, yeah, I had it right off the bat, but I'm building a different one, another account, which I don't have it right now. Well, it was pretty weird. I did have it, but they said like the legal name wasn't the legal name I was putting in. So it was like a glitch. And then I contacted support, and then they said, oh, we're going to fix it. And they wind up taking the shipping away, and everything's fine. But now I don't have the shipping option right now. So I'm like building it with just stuff around the house.
Is it a brand new Facebook account?
No.
I mean, I tried to build a brand new Facebook account the other day. I haven't really put too much work into it, but like, I haven't tried to act like I'm a real person on there, or like, watch something every day like they tell you to. And it's been like 7 weeks and not even Marketplace on it yet. So you definitely, if you're making a new account, like you need to be on that account as well. That's one thing that I've realized. So that could be the issue of the new one. It says got a US account. I don't know if that means that you just got it either. What is this? Oh, so is Facebook Marketplace your first attempt after dabbling with eBay? We already answered that, right? You had been, no, you knew about eBay, but
yep,
not too much. So are you listing? Okay, a lot of these questions have already been answered. How do I stop time wasters? That's a good one. I mean, the majority of people are going to buy your item without even really messaging you, I've realized. And some people that do message you, like, will buy, but the majority of them say, is this available or something? And you say, yeah, you can get it for free shipping, and they just never message you again.
Yeah, I mean, it can be really annoying when it specifically says in stock, and the buy button's blue, and they're like, oh, is it available? And then you say yes, and then it's like, oh, I'm not interested. It's like, why the hell do you even call, message me?
I can't say that I haven't done it before, though. I've definitely done it. Like, I've been that person.
I did it too, so.
Like, I bought something off eBay. Like, I don't like buying new cell phones. I think it's a waste. I bought like 1 generation old iPhone the other day off eBay. And I was that person that literally put the wrong address in. I put my parents' address in, and I was like, I have too much pride to contact them right now and to ask for an address change, because I've hated every single person that's ever done that to me on eBay. I was like, I'm just not going to do it. I'll just drive to my parents' house. Like, I'll suck it up. Like, I don't want to be that guy. That's awesome. Mauricio says, I have a question. 300. What is this? How do you speed up the pay when you're dropshipping on Facebook? There's no way. The best way, I would say, is to make sure that the items are shipping quickly or getting delivered quickly from your supplier. I mean, right now, especially during like Q4 and the holidays, everything was still very backed up. Things are still backed up. But that's the fastest way. I mean, you can't speed up something where the rule is that they're not going to initiate the payment until 5 days after delivery. There's like, it's not going to work that way.
Yeah, I mean, or you could just try to get every purchase through direct pay, and then it's instant. But people buy instantly, and you can't control that.
Yeah, and the one thing I've always said is, like, They started taking fees in like what 9 days ago. They started taking fees.
Yeah.
So if they're gonna take fees, and if you have the shipping option, like don't try to work your way around the system. Like take the 5% fee hit because
they know.
They trust me. They can read your conversations.
It's pretty weird too. I've tried to do a direct pay, and the next thing you know, I get when I send it, I get their little red exclamation point that it's not going through. But I'll send a different message and I'll go through.
Of course,
they're creepy.
They have the smartest engineers in the world working for them. They will figure it out. So like, if you don't have the shipping option, then yes, you have to go through some other form of payment. But if you do have the shipping option, like I wouldn't try to skirt around the situation just because of the fact that right now and moving forward, they're going to be taking fees. And if you don't do that, then they're going to be screwed out of their 5%, which adds up over time, and they're not going to be too happy. Let's be honest here. So I don't know how to pronounce that name. I've been listing pretty consistently for the past 2 to 3 weeks, and my sales are few and far between. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. Any advice? First off, I'm not sure if you are in the training. If you are, I suggest watching the entire thing. Secondly, I mean, I'm always a big advocate for there's only like 2 things here that could possibly be, and it's your price or the items that you're selling. Mainly the items you're selling. Do you have anything to say here?
I would say don't take a shortcut when figuring out a title, because it all goes by keyword optimization. So, if you think putting, I don't know, a cylinder blue bowl or something like that, it's not going to get a lot of traction. You got to pull different variations of words in that category, and then, you'll get more views that way. And then price is another big thing. If you're trying to hit a home run, it's just not going to work. Think long term. It's a fine line and fine balance, I would say, between would you rather make fairly little sales at like a massive home run, like you said, home run is profit margin, or would you rather make very consistent sales at a less of a home run? And you have to look at perceived value as well. Is this something that someone will buy at this price point? If not, if you don't think someone's going to buy at that price point for that product, then most likely nobody is. If you don't think you would purchase that at that price point, why would anybody else? There's some things that look like they could be worth more than they are, and that's the perceived value of it. Or right. Like you'd be, oh, okay, all right, it makes sense that it's that price. But if you see something that's clearly not worth that price, then nobody's going to really buy it. It's weird, and it's just one of those things that over time, eventually, when you see what sells and what doesn't, it's kind of something you pick up on more and more as you go. So Lily says, how would you compare Facebook Marketplace versus Amazon in terms of setup? I would tell you Facebook Marketplace is like 0 to very little setup. Amazon, you could maybe not even make it to the point of opening up an account. I literally, my mom's account, I tried to make one in her name and I got it stopped and like legitimately banned before I even got the account open. I was like, same. Yep. That happened. We've had students before try to open up an account and be held up on you need to provide a utility bill, and they tell you exactly what you need to provide, and you provide exactly that. And they go, oh, that's just not it. That's just not what we wanted. It's like cryptic messaging. It's robos. Yeah, it makes no sense, but it's all automated background. It's just something that, oh, no, that's not the right thing. And then that's pretty much it. So Facebook, if you have a Facebook, if you have Marketplace, you probably do if you have a Facebook, if you had it for a while. And at that point, the shipping option, if you're in the US and you have a Facebook and you have a Marketplace, you most likely have the shipping option. I'm not sure what the percentage is. We have seen people not have the shipping option, but I'm not sure. I can't be positive on any of this stuff. There's no real rhyme or reason to it. So anyone else not have the quantity option and have to keep relisting after? Have you ever not had the quantity option when you first got started? For my first month, I didn't have the quantity option. I had to relist every item. Yeah. But I made sure I was on top of it. Yeah. Once it sells, I'm putting it right back up. Yeah. And that's the way to do it if you don't have it.
that's like the least of the issues that you could have, that it's selling too fast. You have to keep putting it back up. You know what I mean? Compared to the not making any sales. Yeah, it's a good problem to have. So, and that's another thing. One person said right here, you should be able to update the quantity on your phone. So like back when I first started this, there was no quantity, phone or Facebook online on your computer. And then it went to only phone. And then so you would list it on your computer, at least I would, because it's easier. And then you'd go to your phone and change the quantity. And then after that, it became on everything. I also had an account when I first started that had the quantity option, but didn't have the shipping option. I have no idea. It still doesn't have the shipping option. So who knows?
Yeah, that's the account the second account I'm building right now. Doesn't have the shipping option, but it has the quantity option.
Yeah. I mean, it makes no sense. I don't understand it. I'm not here to try to make sense of it. I'm just here to tell it how it is. We got 40 people on right now. I think we just beat the record. So be sure to smash the like button. I want to get 100 likes. I think that'll beat a record as well. So, we've been going for like 30 minutes now. We're going to go about an hour, although we've only made it like the first 5 minutes of questions. So we're going to have to pick and choose or go faster. But we're going to make it all the way to the end here. We're going to make it. So I still don't have the shipping option. What can I do? I'm thinking to buy it. So this is one thing I'm not too sure about. I don't have a shipping option. What can I do? I'm thinking to buy a new account, but I don't know how and from where. So there are marketplaces on the internet where you can buy Facebook accounts. The only issue I would think about that is after you sell $500 or $600 worth on your account, you have to put in your social security number. So that's that. I'm not sure if they'd be like, all right, this account makes no sense and it's not connected to you whatsoever, or what they do about that. But I did buy one. And then it ended up that it was in Mexico and it wasn't in the US. And I got mad at the dude and I got my $20 back and I gave up after that. But you can buy them. They're out there. Okay. We got Christian Salinas here. What's up, Tom and Jake? Thanks for jumping on. Or Tom. Okay. And then it says, how do you manage your P&S with all those items? What is that?
Maybe profit and loss.
P and profits, and so I don't know. You're speaking in code, Christian. Why are you speaking in code?
I mean, if he's saying what I'm thinking.
Your price in stock. I'm assuming that's what he meant. I have no idea, Christian. You're gonna have to.
You just manually take it.
Yeah, manual. I take it.
Yeah. Profit and loss, I have a spreadsheet. But quantity and stuff, I don't use SKU Grid or anything. I just let it fly on all three main suppliers, and I just hope for the best.
Just go with it. Just ride it out. I mean, if that's the method that works, then there's zero excuse. Like I said earlier, I mean, at some point in time. Got a lot of people asking, how much does it take to get started? I got $1,000 or this, that, or that. Like, you'll be able to get it done with Facebook Marketplace. Let's be honest. It's not a very saturated marketplace. There's millions of people on it. It's a very popular. Like, does anybody use Craigslist anymore? Like, I don't think so. It's just a bunch of people on Facebook Marketplace. It's a massive platform.
And I will say, I didn't go into it thinking like, hey, I'm not going to use SKU Grid because I'll just wing it. Like I just did the course and I was like a little bit into it. I was like, all right, screw it. I'm going to dive in deep already, and finish the course as I'm going. And I got to like 200 listings and I'm like, then I hit the SKU Grid section. I'm like, yeah, I don't feel like going back and adding all these to SKU Grid. I'm just going to keep rolling with it.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that happening. On eBay, there's a way to actually be able to do that and still connect everything because it can pull in the ones that aren't connected. But with Facebook, it is the Wild West, like you said. I mean, there's really no software out there for it. There's one called, oh God, I forgot it. I think it's called Z-Drop.
Z-Drop, yeah.
Yeah, I need to look more into that.
That was for listing purposes, I thought.
Yeah, it's listing. I don't know if it does quantity and stock and stuff like that as well, but as I was telling you beforehand, I've worked further down the rabbit hole of getting Facebook pages connected to Marketplace. I got it to work. and now it's only for like obscure categories. I did find a supplier for jewelry though, so jewelry is one of them. So I gotta learn the good jewelries and learn what people want to buy, and then hopefully double down on that one.
I actually seen jewelry today on Facebook Marketplace, but it's such low prices. I mean,
I'm selling like terrible jewelry. I'm talking about like the shitty stuff. Like,
and it was like $6 to like $15 is for this stuff. So you would obviously, if you were to sell a lot of those, it's going to be smaller margins and smaller profits. So that would be pretty tough if you scaled that. Like,
I'm just trying a new experiment here. I don't care. As if I make one sale with it, I'll be happy.
I'm trying to find the next winning product.
Yeah. I'm trying to just, I don't know, find the next biggest, something to automate it fully to help out
That'd be awesome.
Students, because that is my obligation, and help myself as well. How many items are you? Okay, we answered that one. So, all right. Hi, guys. I'm currently facing an issue with Amazon logistics tracking, which doesn't work for Facebook Marketplace. What's your advice on that? So inside of the training, we actually have 2 ways to go over that. But one thing I can say, if you are not inside, is that if you are selling on another platform and you need a quick tracking number just in case, you could always take one from another platform, which has saved me on a few occasions, not even on Facebook, on other things in the past, and just using other platforms tracking numbers. That's one thing to help you out, but there are 2 ways to get a consistent answer to that are inside of the training. And I did not mention that we have 150 people on. Wow, I'm actually nervous now. Imagine talking to a lecture hall full of 150 people, and that is what like most college professors do, I guess. But we are running a $250 off coupon for the training right now. It's going to go away in about a week. So as a special for having Jake, the student, on that is absolutely killing it, we have decided to do $250 off. So if you are interested, hop on it. It's going to be for about the next week, like I said, and then it will disappear from the ether forever. I'm sorry. So where are we? Try pasting. What is this? All right. Do you use business Amazon account for multiple sub accounts, or do you keep purchasing the same items?
So I started to get maxed out, honestly, on Amazon on a lot of items that I was selling. They just stopped. They were like, you reached your limits. So then I just had to find another person's Amazon account to start using. I did try to use Business Prime, but the items that I was selling, they were going to charge me shipping, and I didn't understand why, because on my personal account with Prime, there was no shipping, but on my business Prime, they were charging me. But luckily, that's when I started on Walmart Plus, and I didn't have any problems anymore.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I would say about the business account that in the past, back when I used Amazon as a supplier, was that you would get, although it seemed the other way for you because they would charge you shipping, but sometimes you get cheaper prices, although it didn't really help out like that much, but it did sometimes.
I will say the one cool thing about the business Amazon Prime account is if you're doing all your orders for one day and you have an Amazon Prime account, Business Prime, you can add all the items to your cart and then upload all the shipping addresses and then just link each one on just checkout all at once instead of doing the process. That's the plus that
that was something I did so long ago. I forgot that was even a thing. There was another one back in the day, like 2.5 years ago. What was it called? Smarty Drop, I think is what it was before Spot and Paste came out. And that was the one that would do the same thing. It would add it all and then connect all the different business addresses. Then sometimes it would mess up, so you still had to check it over. And you're like, what if? Because if it messed up by one, then you'd send literally like 40 to the wrong address. You're like, oh, shit. I can't say I hadn't done that before in the past.
I've done it, a few times, I will say. But the thing is, like, I'll just contact Walmart or Amazon and be like, oh man, I didn't get it. I don't know what's going to happen. And I'll get a refund or get a replacement and be like, you got to send it to this address. I don't know.
Oh yeah. I can't say I haven't done that either.
It works.
Yeah. Where are we? So we got Noah here. How's it going, Noah? Thanks for showing up. Christian, hey Tom, are you going to share the new wholesale? So you're speaking in code. Like, how was I supposed to know WS was wholesale the whole time, Christian? These aren't like LOL or BRB. In your course, yeah, I do plan on, once it fully gets up and running, like, I don't know, with the amount of time it's taken to actually get it to work, like, part of me morally says that I shouldn't give them the light of day inside of like a training to give them more just customers in general, because they've really dropped the ball. But it is still a very powerful software, so I might add it in. I'm not sure yet. So Lily says, how long can you realistically get through the course? I have Q1 goals and 13 days behind. How long do you think?
If you really want it, you'll complete it in one day. Just how bad do you want it?
Yeah, like if you really love the sound of my voice, then you could get it done in one day. It's not, I never counted. I usually count for all other trainings, like how many hours actually it is. It's probably in like the 10, maybe 10, scrapes 10 hours. It's the shortest one that we have by far, because I think the wholesale is like,
oh my God, that thing's long as hell. But I mean, information is crazy. I've been on like 35% or something like that for the last like.
And there's just so much to be said. It's like with Facebook Marketplace, it's a lot more simple. Like, it's just simplified. But
yeah,
I mean, just because it's simple doesn't mean you can't make a bunch of money, which a lot of people have. The amount of testimonials that we have for the Facebook Marketplace training already is just like, it's outstanding.
Yeah, and that's why I love the course so much, is just because with other e-commerce courses or, you know, whatever platform, it takes time. You know, I will say like this, I would put items up, and then within 5 minutes I would have a sale, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, how is this even possible?
Yeah,
but it is.
It's mind blowing. I mean, the one thing that really stuck out to me is like the one student that we had. Her name was Sam, and she was like one of the first students in the bunch, and she was always asking questions like, "Oh, I'm not sure if I should list this." I'm fairly positive she even went to Walmart and like started looking at the boxes of the items to make sure that her
the prices weren't on
yeah, and she was like, "Oh, this Christmas tree that I'm trying to drop ship actually has the price of the tree on the box." And I'm like, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't whatsoever.
Just go for it. Like, trust me on this one.
I've sold a fair share of Christmas trees from Walmart.
Yeah.
I mean, and like, you got to think, all these Prime items from Amazon, they come in an Amazon Prime box.
Only thing I can say about that is Amazon does have a fulfillment thing where they will ship items for, like, if you connect your Walmart or eBay or anything, they will do it for you, and it will come in a Prime box. That's like the only way you could really reason and say, oh, it didn't come from Amazon. They just fulfilled it for me. But
yeah, and I would say don't let that hold you back whatsoever, because like I said, in almost 3 months and 4,000 plus orders, I've probably had 3 people that actually complained.
That hits pretty much the percentage I used to say, or I still say, one in about every 1,000.
And they didn't even ask for the money. They just like wanted to complain at me, and
yeah,
you know how they get, Karens.
And then some people get mad like that somebody messaged them and was like, "Oh, I found this on this website for cheaper."
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They didn't even buy it. Does it matter? Like, just move on. There's other people to message. And then the same thing with the invoice. Nobody complains. Like, it's very little. How many times do you really get an item at home, open up the package and or look at where it came from and check inside? Like,
never. I just my item.
Most people are just going through life. They're not observant.
I mean, if you really think about it, I mean, majority of us probably shop on Amazon on a day-to-day, if not every other day basis. Majority of that stuff's drop shipped. Who cares?
Yeah, or bought in bulk from another place that you might have a wholesale contract with or anything. I mean, they make it easy, and they've done a good job at it. So let's move on to the next question here. So I think we answered that one. Realistically, you could do it in one day. Do you have particular strategy for your descriptions or titles for your listings? Do you have anything out of the ordinary or particular?
I usually just take what they have on Amazon or Walmart or Home Depot, and I take out the junk, really. Just pretty much, if it has measurements, make sure you put the measurements in there and put inches or feet. people think, all of a sudden this thing's, it's in feet, 50 feet. It's like, come on, you really think you would get that for this price?
The metric system.
Yeah. Now I've been putting, if you see that it's in stock or the buy button's blue, I've been saying, hey, it's available. Don't ask. I won't reply.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean,
but other than that, nothing crazy. I will say like emojis stand out. That's one thing.
They definitely do. I've seen different. All right. So as you were talking, I scrolled too far and then this software couldn't keep up with the questions. So now I'm going to look at the questions over here on YouTube. That's why you always going to have two screens up. So how do you have the capital as Facebook holds your money for 7 days? We've went over that with huge lines of credit. How do you become tax exempt? We teach all that inside of the training. I'm just trying to get to the point where I can get back to where I was because I can't take this question off the screen here. What was the first cost-saving measure you rolled out after you noticed you had winning products? I'm not sure what that means. It's just
cost-saving measure. I did look into Alibaba, buying them in bulk, but that was the only cost-saving measure.
There's really nothing. There's nothing cost-saving with dropshipping that much. Christian asked do you have a Dun & Bradstreet score? Do you have?
I wouldn't say that really matters.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. Oh, so that because you're getting business credit. He said he's speaking in code again. Is your business credit PG, personally guaranteed?
I would say majority of all business credit is PG. It's rare that you can get business credit without, especially with where the economy is right now. You're lucky. You have to have a pretty high net worth to be able to get, unsecured.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always just put my name on things. Christian against putting his name on things. He's been a student for a while, so I know that much about him. Tom, still living in your hall? Yes, I am still living in my hall. I'm moving out of my hall this weekend, so I won't be paying exorbitant amounts of money for a legitimate hallway anymore. I'll be moving up in the world. For Walmart, I use the Capital One Walmart card and got 5% cash back. Do you use that card too as well?
So I just use not really. I looked into it, but again, then it's on my personal credit. And I'd rather not have it on my personal credit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Ecom Tomcats in here. He says, smash that like button. We got 132 people watching. We got 82 likes. We need at least 100 or else we'll be very upset. And I think we can get there together. What's the smallest amount you can get started with without a credit card? As small as the item is that you're going to be selling. It's clear you shouldn't be dead broke, but
just think about the compound effect. That's it.
Yeah.
1 and 2, 2 and 3. Yeah.
Somebody asked, did you try all the categories before you found one that you like buckled down on?
No, a little bit. Yeah, I went through Amazon category by category and kind of looked. But there's one category that I really like.
And you're gonna stick with it. I hope you do. So nice live. How do the customers return the products on Walmart if they need to and see the real price they paid? It's not a problem. So we already went over the whole price part. So about the returns part, it's just the same way that you would do an order, which is just ask them for the return label and then give them the return label from Walmart or whatever supplier. That's pretty much. Do you have what would you say the percentage of returns are?
Not a lot at all. Like a handful.
I just think people don't even realize that they can return it, especially with Facebook. It's just like, it's such a much.
Yeah, Facebook says no returns, but people think they still can return it, and it's better off to just let them return it instead of them start to badmouth you.
Yeah, that's very true. With the amount of profit that you can make on this platform, like it being stingy about like one or two like sales is really not worth it. I remember on eBay, people would complain, oh, I might lose like $5 or something. It's not worth it to fight for your $5 when, it's you could get in trouble for it or something like that.
Yeah, it's a long-term play, guys. I would don't mess with it.
All right, we're gonna have to pick and choose what we're answering because we've been on for 50 minutes and I'm at like minute 20 of questions right now. We've had quite a few questions here. So right here, if there are so many canceled orders, does it affect your traffic? So we've already said that not very many of them are canceled, but I don't think that they'll affect your traffic. But you do have metrics they need to stick with.
Yeah. Don't cancel orders if you don't have to.
No, like there's many ways to go without canceling an order. Here's a good one. What do you guys consider a lot of listing views? Approximately how many? What would you say about this?
Probably like, I mean, right now, probably 30,000. I mean, we average like a few 100,000 views a week.
Oh, like all together?
Yeah, I mean, on a single order, I'd probably say like a lot. I mean, on our main products, we have like in the 30,000s.
Yeah. So one thing I've noticed is that either the item takes off or it doesn't, and you'll notice that fairly quickly. And you'll even notice that I don't know why, but it's like the item. It's like, or just the way that was listed or whatever the compound effect of everything that you did on that one listing works. Because then if you go to relist it or if you go to take it down and just change something, it'll usually take off again. And if it doesn't get, like a decent amount, like over 100 views within the first like couple hours to a day max, then it's usually dead in the water.
Yeah, I would definitely say, I mean, some of these products that I do add, they'll have a few hundred views within the first hour.
Yeah.
And then you have ones that are like, you have a few views and it's been a day or so. You got to just can them, take them away.
Yeah, like you'll notice if the item gets like 30 views and it's been a week, it ain't going to get more. I'll tell you that. It's not going to magically take off. Although I have had ones that are just like you forget about that are on there. And then sometimes you're like, oh, like you get a random message or like occasionally it sells, but it's not a lot. It's nothing to bank on. All right, so I'm back. I'm caught back up. It's still not very far into the questions here. Second week about to close, 9,000 in sales. I'm looking for wholesale suppliers. I mean, that's awesome. Hopefully that's good profit margin. And at that point in time, wholesale suppliers, you're going to get out of what everybody else is doing. That's one thing I can say, because most people are going to be using the Amazon, Walmarts, Home Depots. You're going to at least diversify.
Yeah, and that's something I've actually been thinking about too, is because, there is a chance that there's multiple people selling the same exact item that you are, and wholesale suppliers don't sell to the public if they have a closed portal. So that's something I've been definitely looking into.
Yeah, it's definitely going to set you apart from the people that just don't go the extra mile. You know what I mean? And it's something that I've been heavily focusing on for a while now, and it's definitely worthwhile. It's, we have students like, even one the other day just said that he found his own wholesale supplier, went through contacting him, not on like the main wholesale websites and things like that. And he's been doing it all by hand. Item really doesn't go to stock, all on eBay. And, he hit like 10,000.
Yeah. That's all
pretty quickly. So, I mean,
they're on eBay.
Yeah. So I did 5K in sales in 10 days. We got a ton of people in here that are killing it. I just got my Facebook shop approved and set up. Facebook is turning into a huge platform. It is. And it happened very quickly, but they had all the right ingredients set up to then become a massive platform. How's returns? What are the most important things to consider when getting started? Anything you wish? Here's one. What are the most important things to consider when getting started? Anything you wish you didn't do when you first started? We'll have you answer that question. I don't know.
No. I mean, there's nothing that I really didn't do when I got started. I wish I would have scaled quicker.
Yeah, just double down.
I mean, even though my first month, if I had to go back to my first month, I'd take that month consistently. I mean, there was nothing wrong with that. I mean, I did $8,000 in profits in my first month, and that was with high ticket items and a lot less work in my second and third month.
You can't complain about that.
No.
So here's a question. Are you saying you need to have a Facebook account in order to create a marketplace account? I haven't logged into Facebook in probably 10 years. Yes. It's not a marketplace account. It's just built into your Facebook account. So yes, you do need to. And I did address that question in a YouTube video that's coming out maybe this week or next week. The number one thing you do need is a Facebook account, because people have asked me that. And yes, you do indeed need a Facebook account or a Facebook marketplace. Where are we? Jennifer says, follow Tom on IG. One person did ask, I forgot to answer. If it's going to be recorded or replayed, yes, they always do. Every single YouTube live gets put back up like immediately afterwards. So it takes me about 20 minutes to research and list one item. What are some ways to get listing time quicker? It's repetition.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely say there is no magic pill for product research. It's research. It's going to take time.
Yeah, and then once you get to that certain point, then you'll know. So I just got a $5 or $4.99 super chat, which I thought that they took out because I hadn't gotten one in so long. So thank you very much for the donation. And he says, cheers for responding. It's an easy way to get a quick answer. He cut the line by like literally 100 questions. I had a niche that has me up around 300,000 views in 30 days, 100K from one product, then plenty that are less than 1K. Was that a question? I have no idea. I mean, you're absolutely, that's a great niche. I'm not sure if that was a question though.
It's a statement.
That was a statement. I appreciate the $4.99 though. If there's another question after that, Ian, you can ask me. There is so many messages here. There's no way we're gonna be able to get through them all. I'm sorry. I knew that there was probably gonna be no chance, but here's one. Are you offering free shipping on your items?
So for the majority of them,
he doesn't want to give away.
No.
Top secret. I teach inside of the training to do it, but you can do whatever you want. Affiliate, what is this? Affiliate marketing using marketplace, selling digital products. I don't know what that means. I'm not selling digital products. Anytime you try to sell digital products, you're opening yourself up to a bunch of people trying to scam you, to be honest. It's especially on a marketplace, it's not going to be good. Here's one. I sold a pet carrier for $69. I did not think anyone would buy it, but someone did. There seems to be the story of Facebook Marketplace. I can't believe they paid that much for what they got.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. And I've tried the pet category. No sales. But it's crazy. Some people are selling, things that other people have up that they've made no sales on. It's just Facebook.
You can't. But the one thing that I've always tried to say with it is that Amazon, it makes the most sense out of any platform out there of what's going to sell. They give you a ranking, the best seller rating, and then if it's a good one, it's going to sell. All you're doing is fighting whoever's on it for a price, and it's just a game of price. You know what item's going to be good. With eBay, you can do the same type of thing where it'd be like, oh, this item sells, this person sold this item this many times last month. It's like a given. So then, yes, there's a high likelihood that you'll sell it, but you're not all on the same listing. So you're not fighting each other for price. And it's kind of up in the air. Facebook is even more up in the air than eBay is. And it's just like, some people are selling it. Some people aren't. Who the hell knows?
I would definitely say it's like throwing darts at a board, man. You never know what's going to stick. And it also goes by your demographic and how the Facebook algorithm goes. You could search something in your, where you are right now, and then it only shows X amount, radius.
Yeah. I mean, with the shipping option, it says it goes throughout the whole US, and it definitely does. But then again, how do they choose what shows up where and what doesn't show up where, who sees what? That's another thing where it doesn't truly make that much sense. We just got a $2 super chat that says, what do you know about OnlyFans drop servicing? I have literally no clue what that is, but it sounds very intriguing. And
promote products on your OnlyFans. I like it.
I mean, I guess drop servicing is something that's slightly different, but it's the same idea. We've got so many questions. Tom, I just missed what you said about the discount. Do students from other courses get a discount on Facebook Marketplace? If you are in another course, which I know you are, it's $250 off is the biggest discount we've ever given and do plan on ever giving. So it'll be $347 altogether. And that's that. So it's going to be the same discount that everybody else has. And if you want to take advantage of it, you can. It's only going to be up for another week, like I said, for however long this video is blowing up for, which I'm assuming it's going to blow up because there's a lot of people on here right now. And then somebody says, I don't know about what I know about OnlyFans drop servicing. I'm laughing because it's funny. I have literally no clue. I'm sorry. I've never been on OnlyFans. I don't plan to make an account myself. Maybe I could. Maybe it's my second calling after dropshipping. I'm not sure, but it seems to be a pretty hot commodity nowadays. Where are we? So we've already answered this question, but for the people that just popped on, do you use major retailers to dropship? Walmart and Amazon, what we're using. Not everybody does, but it works, so it doesn't even matter. That e-commerce seminar was crazy, Thomas. Thank you. There are so many questions in here. I'm a failed drop shipper, bought Paul Lipsky's course and never followed through. Is it simpler to get started? And how soon can you list after buying this course? So I wouldn't consider yourself a failed drop shipper. It just seems like you didn't take action on it. But once you don't even need to finish. Jake already at the beginning said that he didn't even finish the course before he started listing. And you can list as soon as you want, and it's going to be much easier and simpler to get started than an eBay or Amazon course, even from me, whether it's from Paul or me or anybody. The Facebook course is by far the simplest. And I'm sure you can attest to that, having owned the wholesale course as well.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say, and like I said before, I've taken e-commerce courses from other people in the past, and this is by far the best one that I ever taken. There's nothing left out whatsoever. They give you the keys to the vehicle, I swear. Yeah. And your ROI, if you do it right, and you can pay off the course within the first week.
Yeah, easily. I mean, we've had people pay off the course in like the first night, I think.
Yeah, I did in the first 2 days, but I mean, give it a week.
Just didn't want to boast. I understand.
Nah.
In a decent week, yes, you can. So we're at 97 likes here. We need at least 3 more likes. There's questions that are all over the place here. I have no idea if we're getting trolled on half these questions or if some of these are legitimate, but we need at least 2 more. I see 98. We need at least 100. I'm going to answer let's stay on for a little bit more. One more right now, even if okay, here's one. Yo, thanks for the course. Made my money back in a week. Exactly what you just said. Currently stuck at about $100 in profit every other day. How to get more consistent winning products? Do you want to answer that question, and then I'll throw in my 2 cents?
Well, if the products that you're selling right now, it could be, do you add more products similar to that product? Or do you drop the price a little bit on the product to sell a little bit more? But just keep being consistent on adding products every single day. Try to stay in that niche if it's working. If not, throw a couple feelers out there in different niches.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. It's all about finding out products that sell, doubling down on that niche. If it works, then keep going down that way. If not, then kind of work into something else. You don't have to pigeonhole yourself in one way or the other. You really can't, although it is, oh my God, why are you swearing so much? You got to put, Faraz, you're going in timeout. This is literally, you're a child. Literally, this is like daycare right now. You don't have to be stuck on one category or the other. And it's just, don't be, I don't know, don't get attached to one specific idea or category or anything like that. I've lost my train of thought. I really want to, okay. Hey, Tom, I really want to work from home. I made around $270 a day in a normal job, but I would like to make that money with either eBay dropshipping or Facebook dropshipping. What do you think? I think Facebook dropshipping, you could easily start, do it quickly.
Yeah, I would definitely say, barriers to entry on Facebook, a lot less than eBay. Quickly, you can scale quickly, and it's only 5% seller fees right now. So yeah, you can't beat that. Everything else is almost double, if not triple.
Yes. Amazon's triple. eBay averages out to 13-ish if you're doing promoted listings and stuff. Amazon's 15 right off the bat. So yeah. It's the lowest fees ever. Christian says, I'll stop talking in acronyms. Thank you. We got John Arducci in here. I haven't heard his name in a while. Thank you for checking in. Tom, I think you answered this on your IG, but have you ever been suspended on Marketplace? I've never been suspended on Marketplace. I've been completely suspended across the board on accounts even being able to use Marketplace, but that's because of the fact that I got suspended making or just running ads on Facebook in general. But I haven't personally. Do you use private IP for offline version of SKU I do use the remote desktop sometimes. Somebody said, hi, Tom, I'm going to be blunt. I love you. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Can you wholesale drop ship on Facebook? Yes, you definitely can. My camera finally came back in focus here. Webcams don't always work very well. All right, I'm going to answer this question. Then we're going to have to get off. We got 112 likes. I don't think there's any way we'll ever be able to catch up. Oh, Top Tech had a question for $5. I can't let my man down here. Thank you very much for the donation. I think once one person does the super chat, then other people realize that their questions get answered a lot quicker when there's a financial incentive behind it, and then it works very well. I have items that sell really well out of the gates for a period of time, then fall off suddenly 5 to 10 times a day. Have this ever happened to you? What do you do after 30K plus, or it has 30K plus views? So we were kind of going over this earlier in the live and before we even got on. Eventually it's going to drop off. Like not every single listing is going to stay up or be popular forever because of the fact that, they get pushed to the top and then eventually over time it just falls off. You can refresh it or renew it. And then after that, once you renew it enough times, like it's going to fall off.
Yeah. I'm to that point right now where, like I said, I haven't earlier in the webinar, I haven't listed any new products for the last month and a half. So I'm right there. And obviously, sales are starting to slow down because these listings are going dead because after 5 renewals, they're pretty much non-existent. They're all the way at the bottom. Nobody's going to see them. So now I'm at that point where I had to, either add new products or take them down and relist them.
Yeah. So, that's kind of what you got to do over time. And that's just really what it is. All right. So I'm going to answer John Arducci's question because he hasn't been on in a while. And then after that, we're going to have to get off. So be sure to smash that like button. I want at least 125 before I get off. We need 125 likes. We already broke the 100 barrier. We stormed over it, but we need at least 125. So John says on eBay, you didn't want to grow too fast. Is there a limit on Facebook as well? I would say that Facebook, you don't want to, it's the same in essence with Facebook as well. And I know that you've had some issues, Jake, we can touch upon it. And then before we get off, but majority of people we've ever had lose their marketplace, get it back, or everybody that I've seen so far, get it back. Relatively quickly and without issue.
Yeah, I would say, obviously the more sales that you get, their algorithm can't handle it to the fullest extent. So it will start glitching. But other than that, there's no terms of service either. So there's nothing to say what you can do or what you can't do. So it's kind of up in the air and you just play it by day. Yeah,
I don't think that until they get more like concise on what you can and can't do, which they haven't really done because it's such a new platform, then, it's just don't. The only issue with growing too fast is usually the fact that you don't stay up with all of your listings, your sales and everything. And there could be issues that fall through the cracks that you don't really realize. And then that's more of the issue, I would say. So do you have any last parting words here, Jake?
I would just say take action. This is something you want to do. Obviously, it makes money. It prints money if you want it. There's enough success stories here, not just my own, but for the cost of the course, you should really just, it's nothing compared to what you can make, especially if this is a side hustle for me. It's a side hustle, and I made $42,000 in the last. That's pure profit, not sales profit. $42,000 in the last 3 months on a side hustle on Facebook.
What most people scroll through and watch cat videos on, or
yeah,
or whatever they want.
Crazy.
Turn your social media or whatever you're doing. Sure, you can spend your time on it. I know it's addicting. Trust me, I've been more addicted to social media than ever now that I've started being on it more, and that's like part of my job because I mean, it's just there. I find myself also addicted to it, but also make money on it. Turn it into a way to make money so you don't feel as bad when you're watching too much cat videos or whatever you're doing, or you're getting sucked down some rabbit hole of God knows what. At least make money on it. And Facebook Marketplace is probably one of the easiest things to get started with in 2021. I almost said 2020, it changed years. At the moment, I mean, you've seen the testimonials. Jake did very well. There's students that are doing very well as well. We had multiple students on this live that came on and said, oh, I did this much or that much, $10,000 in the first, whatever. And all right, so Hamza asked this question a bajillion times. I need to answer it. Hey, Tom, I'm underage. I used my bank account that I used on Facebook Marketplace. I put my name and I got a message from the Facebook team saying they need ID from me and I'm underage. What do I do? I'm not sure. I haven't been underage since I've started dropshipping on Facebook Marketplace. I have no clue. I don't know what to say. Do you have any idea? Best of luck.
Get a McLovin ID. I don't know.
I forgot that was a thing. Oh, that was good. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I mean, we got a $250 off discount down below in the description. It'll probably be pinned there. Oh yeah, it's pinned in the comments as well. It's gonna run for about the next week. Check it out if you're interested. And that's pretty much it. Making 3K plus a week. Love the course. There you go, Chris Silver. I mean, it's proven. And that's about it. So thank you guys all for showing up. Let's get at least 130 likes. We need 4 more. Thank you all, and I'll see you in the next one.